This 1 Degree Outside video is brought to you by Attitash Mountain Village. Book your stay directly through the link on our homepage, onedegreeoutside.com. Thursday early morning, Matt Noyes, 1 Degree Outside Weather Network. This is your 1 Degree Outside today. Look, just to the next 24 hours, with the exception of Noyes Notes, it covers a little bit more. Gusty cold wind continues for us here today. Not quite as strong as yesterday. We'll look at that in a moment. Snow showers are forming right overhead. They're going to keep doing that today because of a rare thing, warm air coming in from the north. We'll take a look at that. No big changes on the thinking for Saturday. Some light snow, some snow showers, some minor accumulation. Not a real big deal for us. We'll talk about that in Insights later on today because, again, this is the next 24 hours. So, all these storms we've been missing and we go down to the south, they end up somewhere. They end up in the Canadian Maritimes. Look at the big swirl in the atmosphere. This is water vapor imagery where moist air is indicated in white and green and the dry air in yellow. But look at the big swirl. Big counterclockwise swirl around where these storms are going. It's grabbed warmth off the Atlantic, brought it around the top of the storms, and now carrying it into New England from the north. Warm air from the north. What do we care? Because, actually, well, it's strange in the first place, but secondly, it doesn't matter what direction warmth comes in. You get warm and cold colliding, you make clouds, you make snow showers. And that's why we've been doing it all through the course of the overnight across portions of Maine. And now it's been spreading down to eastern Massachusetts, southeast New Hampshire, and this isn't the last of it. You're going to continue to see these bubble up over the course of the day today. You can see there's more of them that are coming down out of Maine. So with this phenomenon, expect to find snow flying in the air for a lot of us today. You can track it on the live radar with our app, Noyes 1 Degree Outside Weather. Grab it for free on the App Store and Google Play. But in terms of the radar forecast, you can see as we get through the mid-morning into the late morning, look at these expanding down to the south, even coming all the way down to Rhode Island. So they're not going to die. The thing of it is, and you're going to keep this in perspective, they're going to be very light. I think in most spots we're talking about literally a dusting of snow. I think a worst case scenario for spots is about a quarter inch. You might get a half inch when you get around 495, and some of these are a little bit more persistent into the afternoon. Once you start getting past about 3 o'clock, a lot of them start to die down. And remember, it's so windy that a lot of this is just going to blow around anyway. You know how you get that little sugar coating of snow and it just kind of blows across the roadway? I think that's probably going to be the case. You can see it's a coating. It's certainly less than an inch. And again, in most spots, less than a half inch. It comes down to a little bit more across the northern mountains when you get across the North Country in New England. All right, in terms of the wind, yesterday we had gusts 45 miles per hour. Today, the only spot that may see gusts to 45 would be in the Berkshires. Most of us are going to gust about 35 or 35 to 40, so that's down a notch anyway from where we were yesterday. Do expect the wind to continue tonight, but not as strong. Not as strong as what was kind of howling outside the window during the overnight this past night, and not as strong as what's going to be during the day today. Still with the wind today, you've got, look at that, it feels like forecast running in the teens at the warmest time of the day. Kids at the bus stop, it feels like the single digits. It's another hat, gloves, winter coat. And if they've been doing the scarf, they'll want to do it again today. It's just as cold this morning. Actual highs, actually, when you look at the numbers without the wind, aren't as bad, right? You at least are able to come up to about 25 to 30 in a lot of spots, a little colder north. Overnight tonight, we dropped down to the teens for a lot of us. There is still a breeze. It's not as strong, but there's still a breeze tonight, which means if you work outside, you got to be dressed for conditions that are going to feel like the single digits when you factor in that wind chill. All right, big thank you before we go to Gate City Reflexology and Massage in Nashua, New Hampshire, one of our 1 Degree Outside champions. If you'd like to get your small business acknowledged for supporting our mission here at 1 Degree Outside, that would be the 1 Degree Outside champion level at patreon.com/1 Degree Outside. Our enthusiast level is for our winter sports enthusiasts right now. That'll be turning into golf before you know it as we get into the warmer weather. And the inside track, that's where you can get our podcast, our pre-storm live streams, or Fuel the Forecast, just a way to support us and say thanks. And we thank all of you who do exactly that. Make it a great rest of your day, but I will see you with insights, that deeper dive into meteorology coming up here later on this morning at 1degreeoutside.com.